PERQUE Adreno Distress Guard is one of our most exciting, new, and distinctive formulations. To beat stress, to bust fatigue, to boost your energy, we have tropho-restorative support that rebuilds energy naturally and safely. It's a privilege to be able to bring you Adrenal Distress Guard because fatigue and fatigue symptoms account for over 80% of the reasons why people attend to their health professionals. They report low energy or sleep problems, lack of restorative sleep. They report weight gain, memory loss, or need for stimulants like caffeine or guarana to keep going. They say their immune system is weak and they're susceptible to whatever is going around. That's why we developed PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard. There are stress hormones and we want them to be in balance. Cortisol is our fight, flight, or fortitude hormone. It's a powerful defense. It puts us on alert. It slows down our digestion. It suppresses, for the moment, immune defense and repair. And it keeps us revved up. DHEA, on the other hand, balances cortisol. DHEA is the mother hormone from which our testosterones and our estrogens, our anabolic hormones, our ergogenic reparative hormones are generated. So when we're in a healthy state, we could call that eustress for healthy stress, the challenges of life or opportunities. When we're in a healthy state, our DHEA goes up and our cortisol is in balance. But when we have distress, when we're more hopeless than hopeful, when we're more hopeless than enabled, our cortisol may be up, but our DHEA is not able to keep up with that cortisol rise. So in the initial phase, cortisol goes up, but instead of DHEA balancing it out, the DHEA can't quite make it, and we end up with too much cortisol and too little of the DHEA hormone products. Natural adrenal support has been the holy grail of adrenal products for decades. PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard is truly tropho-restorative. It gives you tax relief from the costs of high-tech living. It repairs the hypothalamic pituitary HPA axis. It restores sleep, especially that essential, deep, restorative sleep. It rebuilds immunity. And we have patents pending because of the uniqueness of this formulation. So cortisol and DHEA rhythm and the changes to keep them in healthy balance keep you in a healthier balance as well. Now, what's in this unique product? We start out with rhodiola, often known as the Siberian adaptogen. Rhodiola, if you have the high Rosivin siluridicide form, the pharmaceutical grade rhodiola, and we include 300 milligrams, a full dose in each dose of 2 soft gels in the Adrenal Distress Guard, and we combine that with a combination of magnolia and philodendron extracts. We include, in addition to that, an omega-3 rich perilla oil and medium-chain triglyceride blend, so we're alkalinizing, as well as able to micelize and deliver tiny droplets of this high-potency formula, enhanced in effectiveness because of the phosphatides, phosphatidylcholine, for example, that we use in the product. So as a dietary supplement, 2 soft gels in the morning and maybe 1 or 2 in the afternoon are an ideal adrenal support, health-enhancing approach. We have successful outcome results looking at cortisol and DHEA free hormone, active hormone levels, the free cortisol and DHEA levels, and then looked at that before and after 6 weeks of PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard. This adaptogenic breakthrough, PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard, was able to achieve statistical significance at the 0.005 level, so by the student's t-test, the p-value is less than 0.005, and by the analysis of variance or ANOVA method, we find that the significance is less than 0.001. So less than 1 chance in 1,000 that this is due to randomness, by the analysis of variance, we see a very powerful statistical proof that PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard works and effectively delivers improvement in cortisol DHEA rhythms. We have some successful outcome results to report to you because just 6 weeks taking PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard was able to significantly improve cortisol rhythms. If we look at our group, we find through the blue lines connecting the blue diamonds that we had less good cortisol rhythm before, and following the squares and the pink line that connects them, we find improvement in cortisol rhythm. The first morning cortisol is better. The rhythm throughout the day is better. And you see 2 standard deviation bars indicating that the range for the group, of course, is wide. We had individuals who were too low in the morning and they came up. We had individuals who were too high in the morning and they came down. And people who were within the usual range improved their rhythm. On the right side of the slide, you see the takeaway message, the images before and after. But we also want you to see the data, the mean plus or minus 2 standard deviations for cortisol pre and post at different time points. If we move on, we can look at individuals whose cortisol was too high to begin with and see what happens after just 6 weeks on PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard. Improvement in values, lower first AM, improvements in rhythm coming up in the afternoon and down in the evening, suggests that we are restoring, rehabilitating, and rebuilding the rhythms in the body. If we move on, we can see another individual who had too high a cortisol in the morning. The morning value came down, the rhythm improved after just 6 weeks on PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard. Adrenal fatigue also means insulin resistance. So when we have signs and symptoms of adrenal fatigue or adrenal dysfunction, we can look for and usually find evidence of insulin resistance. So we went ahead and measured adrenal and insulin function, blood sugar levels, and their response to stress are intimately related. And we wanted to know if lower cortisol levels that slow energy production cause an increase in insulin levels to increase glucose energy demand. The result should be healthy energy levels and illness that is hospitable when the cortisol goes down and the insulin goes up. So PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard reduces insulin resistance by improving insulin glucose functionalities. And we see that reflected in the next item, a successful outcome results looking at glucose regulation in 2 different ways. If we look on the left, we see a blue bar showing the GI or glucose insulin ratio, where higher is better. And we see substantial improvement, in fact a 38% improvement in just 6 weeks before and after PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard. But there's another way to look at glucose insulin function, and that's called the HOMA. And here, higher values are worse and lower values are better, and we see an improvement, a 28% improvement in just 6 weeks for this individual after taking the PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard. If we look at another individual, we find similar kinds of results. A 34% improvement in glucose insulin ratio, a 38% improvement in HOMA, where glucose insulin ratio goes up, the HOMA comes down, both indicating a better outcome after just 6 weeks on PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard. So with regard to insulin resistance in diabetes and obesity, a concern of many, we find a synergistic opportunity for PERQUE products that enable stress hormones to be balanced more naturally. PERQUE Glucose Regulation Guard, coupled with PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard, can provide additional, enhanced glucose and insulin functional balance for diabetes, prediabetes, metabolic syndrome, and obesity support. We provide you 7 references for scientific and technical support at your leisure. we challenge a comparison between PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard and other products. You find that PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard has and needs no stimulants, no caffeine, no amphetamines or amphetamine-like molecules, no guarana, no ephedra. PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard improves neurochemical and hormone functions. It enhances immune and hormone actions. It is easy to use because of its soft gel delivery system that delivers better bioactivity and better results. It is unique. It is a comprehensive combination of adrenal support agents. It stabilizes energy for better resilience, and it gives you clinical support in such a unique way that we have patents pending on this proprietary formula. So please compare PERQUE Adrenal Distress Guard with any other formula so that you can come to understand the uniqueness of our rehabilitative, rebuilding, tropho-restorative formula, a unique blend, a combination that balances out to improve hormone responses, especially the stress hormones, cortisol and DHEA, and then works together with whatever you're doing to manage glucose and insulin energy metabolism so that you have more efficient both adrenal and glucose insulin functionalities. It's been a privilege to participate and to show that in just 6 weeks we can improve the outcome when a consistent, effective, safe and natural combination of ingredients are delivered through the unique PERQUE delivery systems.